involved in marriage, and I see you guys get. He gets some of the same answers you said, and I mean, I think that's part of those things, and I admire that. Well, we talked about family, we talked about marriage. Let's talk about something really important. Let's talk about money. Okay, now to live the life that you live, and you live a good life. Okay, I don't. I'm not. I don't know if you're in the top 1% or not, but I mean, you live a good life. Okay, I mean, you're not driving around on slick tires with on E in your car, unless you shouldn't be on E. But you're not. I can't remember what Joe said about that, but I mean, you're not doing those things, and you're keeping your power bill paid. You got groceries, you got stuff canned. You're making it. What do you attribute that to?
Uh, Probably being raised the way that I was raised.
Mm-hmm.
When I was growing up, Dad was trying to pay for a farm and raise a family.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, there were times when money was tight and we ate a lot of beans and taters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And thankfully, we always had meat in the freezer because we killed our own. So
Right.
there were plenty of times when money was pretty tight.
Right.
My grandmother was born in 25. So she was raised during the Depression.
Yeah.
And one time in elementary school, I was doing a school project about the Depression. So I went and talked to her about it. And she said, well, we were so poor, we didn't know anything about the Depression. It didn't
Right.
affect us.
Yeah.
But they raised a lot of their own food. They made
Mm-hmm.
their clothes. And to the day she died, you didn't waste
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
In her refrigerator, there were little tiny bits of this or that. She didn't
Right.
throw anything away.
Yeah.
And, if it went out, it went to,
Mm-hmm.
she had some cats when I was little. She always made gravy for the cats in the mornings out of the breakfast scraps. And,
Right.
just don't waste.
Yeah.
I think we live in a very wasteful time.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to dry clothes out on the clothesline.
Mm-hmm.
And when Joe and I first got together, he was like, "Oh, we're gonna get you off that clothesline." No, why would I do that?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So no, we there's so much waste, and people are
Right.
okay with waste,
Yeah.
and that's just you know that's not good. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter how much you
Right.
have, don't waste it.
Yeah.
It's you've got to be frugal
I was something money
to a
saved is
certain
better than money earned.
right.
I enjoy saving some money, being and working with stuff, and I like what you're saying. I mean, I see that. I think it's very important.
I had an uncle. Um, my granddaddy used to tell this story on. He went up to their house one day, and my uncle was drying paper towels. He was going to reuse his paper towels.
Right.
Now that might be a little extreme, and
Okay.
whether or not that was the
Yeah.
truth or
Right.
not, I don't
Right.
know. My granddaddy was pretty colorful,
Yeah.
but
Uh, that's pretty good.
you know, um, but yeah, I mean, if if you're not going to use it, somebody else might,
Right.
and
Right.
you know,
My kids, I appreciate my children have always been pretty thrifty. I used to say my son very thrifty, and all of them, they live really good. They're not under a big bondage of debt,
mm-hmm,
and I've tried my best to keep their heads focused in that direction.
mm-hmm.
I used to share them. Colson was so tight that he would push his refrigerator out on the porch in the winter and leave the door cracked. Okay, I mean, and my house today was 61 degrees when I got up. Okay, 61 degrees,
Mm-hmm.
very cold.
Mm-hmm.
And Janice the whole time she could see me if I reached for the thermostat.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Do not touch that thermostat." I said, "Man, it's very very cold in here," but she wouldn't let me. She's very thrifty about stuff like that. You know how much the power bill is? No, how would I know how much it is? I don't pay it.
But the house is going to heat up. Look how
Yeah, that's
nice
what
it
she
is
says. The
now.
window. She figures it'll heat up. She'll open the door, let it heat up. But being thrifty, like you're saying, and I think we're in a generation now. It's so easy to spend money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can spend it in the middle of the night
Mm-hmm.
on Temu